Hi everyone, I'm going to quickly show us how to input information into the uninjured income table. So again, this table is what would have happened ignoring the accident. I'm following on with the example that I've used for the other tables and demos. So you can see I've inputted the career history, I've inputted the injured income, and now the next step is to put in the uninjured income. So as you can see, below, there's a graph at the moment that represents what has been inputted thus far. So here you can see the career history leading into the date of accident. At the moment, there's zero income after the date of accident all the way up until age 40, when I think in the injured income or injured progression, it was likely or deemed likely that the claimant would start earning an income up until age 60. Okay, so now dealing with the uninjured income, you'll also see here, similar to the injured income, the first date here is the date of the accident. So again, we're reporting on any change in income from the date of accident that would have happened had the accident not occurred up until retirement. Okay, so typically the income, the amount here, the first row here, should likely correspond to the last row in the career history because generally we in the career history, the latest job and income reported prior to the accident is typically the income that the claimant was earning at the time of the accident. So in this case, I'm just going to copy what was done above here. It was 6,000 Rand per month in January 2006 terms. So I type Jan 2006 there, again month and year. Um, Earnings inflation, and I can just copy that if I want to. Automatically you'll see from accident. So actually I'll just leave it as from accident. Okay, once I'm happy there, I can press save. Um, Again, I can see here, because this says cost to company, I immediately know that there were benefits added. So if I had to see here, okay, there's a 13th check. So here, if I click benefits, I can quickly add a 13th check, and now we can see 6,500 there again. Um, Okay, so now I'm going to go through a very simple example here. So say, for instance, we are going to assume that the claimant's income at the time of the accident, which was the 6,000 per month plus a 13th check, would have increased in a straight line, okay, to age 45, where they would earn, let's say, 15,000 Rand a month. Okay, so here I type in age 45. Again, this does the calculation for me. This month would be the month in which the claimant would have turned 45. I type in 15,000 Rand per month. That is current salary. So again, current, I've got two options. I can type in DOC, which will give me what is the date of calculation or the current month and year, or I can just type in April 2020 if I'm looking at a 2020 survey or whatever. Um, Earnings inflation, typically once one reaches the career ceiling, earnings inflation's, the generally accepted assumption up until retirement. So once I'm happy, 15,000 Rand per month, that's in current terms, earnings inflation. I push add here. Okay, interestingly enough, you can see the example I've used. Immediately I get an indication that it's actually a decrease in income. So immediately now I will know that 15,000 Rand isn't a real increase, it's actually a decrease in income. So that as a career ceiling is probably too low to use. So that would make me go back to the drawing board and say either no further progression is likely for this candidate, or I need to use a new number as the ceiling. So in this case, let me use 25,000 Rand per month, and I'll push save there. And you can see that immediately now, having changed it, you can see that there's a jump. Okay. You'll also note that there's no straight line. That's because I hadn't selected it. If I go back, I can quickly adjust that. So I change that to straight line. Again, it's straight line from one point to another. So the straight line would be from the date of the accident, which is this first line here, up until the career ceiling, which is the next point. So I've changed it to straight line. If I push save here, you will see that this graph should change, and suddenly it went from the jump into now there's gradual straight line increases between the 2 points. Um, Okay, and retirement age at the moment, as I said, the default, similarly to the injured income, is age 65. If I want to adjust it, I can, but at the moment I'm happy with age 65. And if I scroll down here, you can quite easily see um, this is the overview of the case, and I can quickly toggle if I want to focus only on uninjured income and look there. If I want injured back in sight, I can do that, and again, similarly with career history, you can just click them on and off. So the nature of the loss is quite clear. Just looking at the graph, it's where after the accident up until retirement, where the uninjured income is greater than the injured income. So this to me, immediately I could see, okay, it's somewhat logical um, as a first step, which is great.